everyone, and welcome back to another video. I know, it's been a while. We are officially in January 2025 and it's been a while. I was away for 2 weeks. We decided to do a little road trip through Germany and Poland because Chris has some family members that live in these two countries, and we just thought we would do something a little bit different this year, last year, and yeah, so it was very chilled, just lots of, you know, catching up with family and just taking in the holiday spirit and just, you know, enjoying each other's company, indulging in delicious Christmassy food, and yeah, it was super nice. And now I'm back with my YouTube, and I have to say I was actually really excited to be back at vlogging and filming videos, because yeah, I've been wanting to, you know, be part of the YouTube community for such a long time, but I never pulled myself together, and I never actually, you know, went for it. And I don't know why, but like last year around November, I was just feeling so excited, and you know, I just felt like I turned 28 and I thought, you know, I'm tired of feeling like people might judge me, or not even that people will judge me, but just thinking to myself and I guess like inside my mind, like, will people love my content? Will they like me? Will they judge me? Will they this? Will they that? And I think that turning 28 for me was really about having more self-confidence. You know, I'm no longer a teenager, and the truth is I couldn't really care what others think about me, to be honest, in real life. So why should I care online and on YouTube and Instagram and the other social media platforms? So I just decided to go through with it. Yeah, I think my first 2 videos were filmed in December and I uploaded them, and obviously they didn't go viral or anything, but I'm really happy with the result, and I put a lot of time into really learning how to edit the video, how to put music on them, and, you know, just little tweaks here and there that just make videos in general fun to watch on YouTube. And it's far from perfect, I know that, but I think the more you do, the more you learn, and I'm here for it. So I think 2025 will definitely be a year where I will learn a lot. And I'm not afraid of it. I am embracing it, and I do welcome all those learning experiences. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. Today I thought I would show you my favorites from 2024. Some of the things that I have, you know, came across, or that I perhaps rediscovered, that really made, you know, my year just a little bit better, and I would love to share them with you and see what you think. So let's start with the first category, being books. The first book will be The Evergreen by Lydia Millen. Now, this book was actually launched in 2023. In October, or was it November? I do know that this was one of my birthday gifts to myself in 2023. So it was either at the end of October or beginning of November, since my birthday is mid-October. And I was actually pretty sad that I didn't get my hands on a signed copy by Lydia Millen, because I love her content. I've been watching her videos for the longest time, and I have watched her journey, and I was really intrigued to see what this book was all about. It's so beautiful, and I was really surprised. This book, the way I would describe it, is a little bit of, you know, a diary and a memoir, and a little bit of a seasonal cookbook and inspirational. And it's almost like if a book could be a hug, this would be it. I feel like it's really, really helpful when you're perhaps needing a little bit of an incentive towards, you know, the new season or life in general. I think this is a good to-go book. And one of the things that I really like that make this book so different is that they go by seasons. So actually when you first open and start reading the book, it starts with midwinter, which is actually January and February, which is the first 2 months of the year. And it's funny because I read this last year and I started here even though it was autumn. But the book was so amazing that I read it like in 2 weeks. And actually this year I decided to reread the book because I loved it so much. But now it makes even more sense. And I always feel like if you read a book more than once, the second time and the third time you read it, it's always different, or you perceive it in different ways because maybe you've had, you know, some learning experiences from life, so you just take in the knowledge differently, if that makes any sense. But yeah, so I think this was definitely one of my favorite books. This is something that I keep on my bedside table, and sometimes I just want to read something cozy, and even if it's just a quote or, you know, a chapter or something that's like warm and makes you feel, you know, at peace, this is the book, guys. This is the book. And then the second book was by 𝒊𝒏𝒅 and is 1022 Evergreen Place. I know, another evergreen, but actually I've had this book for the longest time, and I've read this a really, really long time ago. And I just forgot how much I love 𝒊𝒏𝒅 books. All of her books are a little bit like, you know, romantic and sometimes a little bit of mystery. And, you know, just I remember that when I bought it, I actually bought it because I loved the cover. It was so like, you know, English garden with roses and flowers everywhere, that I thought, oh, this might be a nice book. And I bought it because this was I think I bought this for like £3 in some store when I was in the UK, and it ended up being an amazing book. And I actually, this is the only book I have from her, but I actually want to read more because I reread this book this year, and yeah, I just had, you know, that fuzzy butterfly feeling that, oh, you know, I actually identify so much with her type of writing and the stories. I'm not gonna, you know, tell you the story, what it is, but, you know, it's super light reading. It's really easy. Even if you are, for example, someone who wants to improve their English and you're looking for some light reading for English, for an English novel or a story, this, I would highly recommend this. It's super easy to read. I think I went through this, and you can also see the letters are not tiny. I went through this book, I want to say, in about 2 months, and it's only because I had to stop for a little bit because I have a 1.5-year-old and I only have time to read in the evenings. And, you know, there are periods where I'm extremely exhausted and tired, and I just didn't have the time. So yeah, but this book reads really, really beautifully and very fast. Then, very similar to this book, but it's a different one, and this one is by Jane Linfoot, and it's called The Little Cornish Kitchen. And no, this is not a cookbook from Cornwall. It's a story, and I would say that the story, it's very similar in many ways to the 𝒊𝒏𝒅 one. But they're just like, you know, I love how descriptive they are, and I love that when you read these two books, you can really like travel and imagine and place yourself in the exact places and just sort of really reimagine the whole setting and what it looks like. And that is sort of my favorite type of reading. I love when it really makes me travel and I can visually see the description of what I'm reading, because I think that just makes it so much fun. And yeah, this book was also really, really nice. And actually, I'm pretty sure there's a sequel to this. So I will look into it, but yeah, I really love this. So I might get the second book for this series. These were the 3 books that I read in 2024. But then I also want to share a children's book with you, and that's because I have a son. And I actually came across this and I just thought it would be cute because it's a pop-up book and it's about the seasons. And I actually bought this online. And it's from a brand called �ㅅ. But guys, I was not prepared for how beautiful this book truly is. This book is absolutely stunning, and because I feel like I live very much through each season and I try my best to really connect with the season that we're in, and I wanted to try and introduce that to Finley in, a way that it's possible with his age. And I thought it would be so nice to just have something that represents nature and the different seasons. And let me just show you how gorgeous this book is. So this is the cover, okay? And okay, I'm gonna open it for you. This is spring. I mean, look at how stunning these illustrations are. And there is a little story that, it's not necessarily a story, but it's more like what's happening in these fields. And it's more of a description of nature, but with sounds. And it's just so, so beautiful. I mean, look at the detail on this. Then see the grasshopper and the butterfly and like all of the wildflowers. I mean, this is stunning. This is stunning. And this is autumn. I mean, and then look at winter. I mean, with the deer, and it's so cute because there's so many little details that you have to pay attention to in order to see. And this one is the last one, and it essentially shows you all of the different seasons, and you can experience them just by turning the tree like so. So if you have a child that's really young, or if you have perhaps a cousin or a nephew or niece, or maybe a friend of yours has a baby, then I would highly recommend this book because it is so, so beautiful. And I have to say, I'm a bit of a child myself. Like, I love beautiful things, and even if I didn't have a baby, I feel like if I had seen this in a bookstore, I would have bought this for myself because it's just so beautiful. It kind of reminds me of like a Disney book. In fact, because of all the seasons and how beautiful they are, it reminds me of the Tinkerbell movies. Pixie Hollow and all of the different seasons that the fairies work in. So yeah, this is a very special book. Now we're gonna tap into a bit of a miscellaneous one, I think. So the first one is shopping bags. I try my best to not buy plastic bags at the supermarket, and that means that I must have a foldable bag with me at all times, no matter what, because I have a child, and you just never know when you need to either do groceries or put something that fell and then it got dirty, or you just never know. Having a foldable bag on you at all times is just a lifesaver. And so I have a few, and number one is this gorgeous 𝒊𝒏𝒅 foldable grocery store bag, and this is made of 100% cotton. And what made me fall in love with this one is that it has these beautiful illustrations of vegetables, and I love a kitchen garden. I love gardening. I love vegetables, and so I thought this was a very, very me bag. So even though anything that comes from the UK is extremely expensive to import into Denmark, or the EU for that matter, I paid the bucks because I love 𝒊𝒏𝒅, all of the things that she does for, you know, the house and the kitchen, and if I could, I would have so many of her products in my home. And then I have a second bag, which is also foldable, and it looks like this little strawberry. It's a little puffy. I usually have this with me, and it's super, super cute. Now, the reason why it looks like a strawberry, it's because this is actually a partnership with Strawberry Shortcake, which used to be one of my favorite cartoons on TV when I was younger, and the whole world is just so magical, and I don't know, it just gives me so much nostalgia. When I saw this, I was like, I need this. It's so, so cute. So I actually bought two because when they're made of like this nylon material, the ones I have lasted me a really long time. I want to say more than 10 years, okay? But so let me show you what it looks like on the inside. And so you just have to pop this all the way out. And oh my God, it's so cute. I mean, first of all, it's huge, okay? Like massive. And then it has Strawberry Shortcake, of course. It has her little kitty. I don't actually remember her name. I really don't remember her name, but I remember just, you know, I used to love this cartoon. And so, yeah, it has like these strawberry flowers and just strawberries all over the bag. And so I loved it. I loved it so much that I couldn't pass, and I use these so much. And now let's head into beauty. And I think 2024 for me was really a year where I try to focus a lot in what I'm putting in my skin. I will go into more detail on this specific topic in a different video, but for today, I'm just going to show you some of my favorites. So my number one decision, and I'm so happy that I made that decision, was to change deodorant, because actually deodorants contain a lot of metals and a lot of toxins and ingredients that are not good for you, and especially for women. Women in general are prone to, you know, develop breast cancer, and this is the area where you should not be putting these horrible chemicals, because your body truly absorbs those. And, you know, I want to be as healthy as I can, and I'm trying to move away from all of the chemicals, and it's nearly impossible because you just never know. Like nowadays, most things are poisoned. But I think it's really important to do your research and to make these changes wherever you can. And so for me, it was a no-brainer when I saw this Wild deodorant. I've actually known Wild the brand for a really long time, but I never actually, tried it. I'm not really sure why. It's just, I guess, because I know that in Germany you can just buy this off your drugstore. But last year, 𝒂_𝒅, which is one of my favorite houseware brands from the UK, she launched in collaboration with Wild this gorgeous little case with bees, which is one of her most recognizable prints. And I just fell in love. I love a bumblebee. And I think it was also spring to really try something different. And I think this was one of the first purchases I made towards this goal of, being more clean with the products that I put in my body and being more conscious. And I know that the reviews on this are a little bit mixed. I have experienced as well what most people say, and that is, this is a solid deodorant, which means when you put it on, as you sweat through the day, you get these little clumps of deodorant. And I understand that that is not, nice looking. But the thing is, I rather have bits of deodorant on a daily basis, okay? I'm not saying like if you go to some special event or, I don't know, you have a wedding or whatever it is that obviously you're not wearing sleeves and you don't want to have that. Maybe that one time you can put deodorant, like your normal deodorant, but that should be your exception and not the norm. I think the norm should be to have something that's really good for you, really healthy, as opposed to putting something on your body that it's really, really chemical and will potentially give you, issues in the future. So for me, this really works. I have never, until I tried this before, ever knew what soft under armpits were. And wow, I really discovered what that means with Wild. And I also love the fact that you can do like a little subscription. They're not too expensive, and there's always discount codes that you can use online from like YouTubers and other influencers, and they also have their own sales all the time. So you can do like a subscription of I don't know, 2, 3, 4, however many you want. And they deliver this to your home, if not like monthly, then every other month or so. And there's so many scents you can choose from. And also they do limited editions one. I think the one I currently have is honey and cactus. And I know that currently they're selling the lavender scent one. So I'm 100% going to buy that one because I love lavender. Anything lavender just smells amazing and I don't mind smelling like lavender. So I'm definitely getting that one next. Then also on the very natural side of things, I discovered this little brand from Etsy, and the brand is called, what was it called? I don't remember. But I will leave the link down below as well. And essentially this is a Lily of the Valley perfume. And I have the spray version and the solid version, which I love because this just makes the perfume last longer in your body. And you can just literally go like this on your wrists and it smells amazing. I love Lily of the Valley, the scent and the flower. It's in fact one of my favorite flowers in the world, and I was so happy when I decided that I would like to purchase a very natural perfume. This is actually made of essential oils, and it was so inexpensive, guys. I think these two products plus shipping from France, it was, I don't want to lie to you, but it was under 15 euro, which is amazing. And this is something that I keep in my bag at all times because you just never know. I like, this very fresh, very floral, clean scent. And yeah, I just love to spritz myself throughout the day with it. Then a different perfume, maybe not as natural as the Lily of the Valley one, but I love all the products that Elizabeth Arden does. And I discovered the white tea and wild rose. And guys, this is amazing. It's like, it's so clean, so beautiful. It's a little bit warm, but not too much. And I love this. And I have to say that I actually own the Chanel Chance Eau de Tendre. And I also own the Christian Dior private collection Holy Peony. And I would say that this Elizabeth Arden, it's actually a mix between the Chanel and the Dior one. It is so, so good. And it's so affordable. I bought this during the Black Friday for, I'm pretty sure this was 20 euro. And wow, this is the 50 ml. It also fits in your handbag if you have a slightly big or medium size handbag. And it's so good. And I love that you can wear this both during winter, but also spring. It's really amazing. If you have the chance, you should smell this because it's amazing. Then the other product is, I have struggled a lot with face creams. My face is oily in like forehead, nose, and chin area, but then it's extremely dry in all of my cheek area. And in Denmark, we have really cold weather in the winter, and the winter is also extremely long. It goes all the way from November until March and sometimes April. And it can be extremely dry. And I really do suffer with, finding a good face cream that works for my complexion, because my other problem is that I get acne quite often, and this has to do with my hormones, and I moved away from birth control because in the long term that is not very healthy. And after giving birth to my son, I decided that I no longer wanted to continue to take birth control pills. So I opted out, and now through the past year, I have sort of struggled to find the right balance and to essentially relearn what my skin is like when it's not under the influence of, fake hormones, and what my skin really likes and what doesn't. And towards the end of the year, I finally found a face cream that my skin really loves. I rediscovered ㄚ. ㄚ is a French pharmacy brand that actually my mom has worked for so many years. In fact, I think 35 or 36 years she worked for this brand, and I used to wear their products all the time. Essentially, I rediscovered my love for it, and this is a new product that they launched, and it's called the ㄚ Hyaluron Active B3, and is a cell renewal cream and gel. Another thing that I love about this is that you buy the packaging once. This is made of glass, by the way, and then all you have to do is repurchase this part. You can just buy the refill the second time and third time and fourth time and so on. And I think that's so amazing. I honestly don't understand in today's day and age why aren't all the brands doing that. I mean, honestly, I can think of so many brands, especially luxury brands like Chanel, Dior, Lancome even, where yes, you're buying the cream and the cream is expensive, but actually 90% of the price you're paying, it's actually marketing, and maybe 10% is the packaging that's actually expensive. The product itself is so cheap, and they charge us huge amounts of money. And everybody deserves good, healthy skin. And I will say that 100% starts from within. So everything that you put in your body will shine through. So obviously you need to have a healthy diet, drink lots of water, but sometimes you need the help of creams and skincare. And this is also another reason why I actually don't have it here with me. It's in the bathroom, but I love The Ordinary because I think they provide really specific skincare treatment that a lot of us need at one point in our lives, that it would be extremely expensive if you buy it from those, you know, luxury brands, but they offer it for like under €20, $20, £20. And I think that's amazing. I think that is something I absolutely do not take for granted. I love the brand. And in fact, I do wear on a daily basis the serum. I think it's called niacinamide serum. And every night I put on top of my blemishes the azelaic acid. And it really works for me. So yeah, I just wanted to share with you that this cream has made wonders. My skin, if you suffer from oily and dry skin at the same time, and perhaps you even have acne, this one has worked wonders for me. And you can see if you can find this in your local pharmacy, but if not, I'm 100% sure you can buy this online. I've been using this for 4 months now, and it has lasted me a really long time, and I still have some left, but I definitely need to top up on this. Yeah, that's it, guys. Those are my favorites for 2024. These were some of the things that, you know, really made my year, discovering them or reading through these. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know which one was your favorite. Do you have any of these? Or will you try any of these? And if so, let me know which. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!